everyone? You're watching the Zach Goodenkoff YouTube channel.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the video. Zach here. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're getting started on truck prep. Champ Off-Road just released the 2022 schedule, so we need to get this whole truck ready to go. And you can see I got all the body panels stripped, and I washed the outside of it. Now I've taken the doors off, taken the fenders, bedsides, hood, all that good stuff off. It's holding a lot of dirt in here. And took the safety plate off that goes right here for the driver. I've already straightened out the panel that got smashed at Crandon, that goes on the back of the cab, so you can see I got it straightened back out. That's gonna put the door where it needs to go, and I'm gonna take the seat out before I go out and wash it and get the belts off. That way I can get under the seat. And then it's off to Kansas City, get some power steering hoses made, throw them back on the truck, go out, test it before I go ahead and tear the complete truck down, pull the engine, and at that point it won't run anymore, and we'll get into those videos. But stay tuned, should be a good one, should be interesting. There's not much truck prep content out on YouTube, so I'm hoping to bring you guys some so you can see what goes on behind the scenes and not just the action that happens on the track, because most of the time spent is here in the shop. So stay tuned. There's gonna be more of these videos coming. If you got any questions along the way on any of the prep I'm doing on the truck, you know, hit me up in the comments and I'll do my best to answer it, and we'll go from there. I got the seat out. It's a great time to show you the safety features of these super stock trucks. First, there's a door plate that sits right here. It's 1/8" steel, bolts up there. And there's an 1/8" back plate, floor plate, and then a roof plate. That's all to make sure when things get a little western out on the track, you're safe from anything coming in through the truck and hitting your body. So also have 5-point harness. You got to make sure it's up to date. This one expires June 2023. So at that point I got to buy a complete new set, and these are clip-in style. So you got welded eyelet, and then you have a safety cotter pin to make sure these can't come unclipped. That all makes sure you're staying put in the seat. I built custom seat brackets, and then I've also got a Momo seat, and I bought the Momo seat with the halo, and you'll see in the videos, if you go back and watch some of the racing, you can see my head bounce between these two. And definitely glad I went with this seat. It's a fiberglass seat, and it's not a suspension seat like the truck had, but it's still really comfortable, and it keeps me planted better. So definitely recommend a seat with a halo. It doesn't have to be Momo. That's just what I preferred. I liked it. Hope you see, you know, how we can sit in these trucks, go over jumps, go as fast as we do, and all the different collisions that happen, and still be safe and be ready to go next time. Hope you enjoyed this little safety feature. Let's get into washing this truck. These brakes and scrap iron engines definitely aren't the best. One pull, everyone knows the rules. See what I'm saying? The truck's back from its bath, and now it's time to pull off this power steering pressure hose. So this is an AN style. It's kind of a pressure fit, and I'm going to a crimped style, more like a hydraulic hose. So I'm going to go to a hose shop in Kansas City. I'm going to take the gearbox fitting and the backside of the pump fitting with me. That way we know we got the right hose first try. Gonna get a second one made, that way if one does blow out on the racetrack, you can throw it back in and be ready to go for the next race. So gonna get that done, and now I just got to take it off. Little tech tip, so these are called AN wrenches. They're aluminum because all the fittings on the AN lines, they're all aluminum. So you don't want to put a regular crescent wrench or regular wrench on there because it will scuff them up. So you use these special AN fitting wrenches. Not too expensive. This is a Speedway set that my brother bought. I had a set I got from Summit. I don't remember what brand. They might be Summit brand, but these Speedway ones are much nicer because you get 2 sizes on 1 wrench versus 1 size 1 wrench. So makes it easier and handier to carry with you. I got the pressure hose pulled off the back of the power steering pump and the gearbox. I stuck the fittings back in the end of the hose. They should just be number 6AN, but this way the hose shop can test fit it, make sure it's gonna fit for sure. And I don't get home, put it on there and still have power steering hose problems. So need to get this crossed off the list, need to get her made. Let's get to it. So I just got to Quad Power in Kansas City. They're the folks that made all the brake hoses for the truck, and they also make hydraulic hoses, a lot of different plumbing stuff. And so I got the power steering hose here that I blew at Crandon, and I'm gonna go in there. My dad said, I was asking him, I was like, should I just have make hydraulic hose, or what do you think? And he said, tell them what you're doing with the truck and see what they recommend, because they got a lot of different material that they can make hoses out of. And so I'm gonna go in there, tell them, I was jumping my 1996 F-150 and the power steering hose blew, and I want to go jump it again. I need something that's going to hold up to it. So I'm going to go in there and see what they recommend, and we'll see what they come up with. Just got back from Quad Power, unique label now. There's something here my dad picked up a couple weeks ago. I want to show y'all and check out for myself. But just got back from Quad Power, and I was glad they went there. If it was regular hydraulic hose, definitely I'd go down to Zach Tribble and Heritage Tractor. But I knew Quad Power would have a bunch of specialty stuff since I was in there for my brake hoses, and I saw they had a bunch of different options, so went through with a couple guys what they recommended, showed them pictures of the truck, my application, and they recommended this high temp blue braided hose, and it's crimped on both sides, so shouldn't have an issue with fittings blowing off or the hose blowing itself. It's rated at 2250 psi, and I think burst is 4 to 5 times that. In college, did a burst test and the hose blew at like 18,000 psi or 20,000 psi. Something crazy. So should be good to hit the big jumps at Crandon now. But definitely wasn't cheap. It was $94 for both of them. But it was neat to go in there, see what all they had. They focus really on everything fluid power, air power. And so you're looking at a bunch of different brake hoses, bunch of different hydraulic hoses, and all kinds of airlines and things like that. Cool checking them out. Recommend going down there if you're in the Kansas City area needing some hoses made. And let's get to checking this thing out my dad picked up. Difference in the 5.0. Yeah, it's got some aftermarket parts, but man, stock 5.0 to stock 4.6, huge difference. Once you get in that power band, this thing just rips.
You like it?
It's awesome, man. Gets the heart racing. It feels like I'm back in the truck. So.
It'll make you shake, won't it?
It does, it does. Hope you enjoyed watching me rip this thing around. It's definitely fast. Here's a little quick walk around on it. So it's a 2011 Mustang GT. It's from an insurance auto auction, so it's a salvage car. And this we had to pay, or my dad had to pay, a pretty good penny for. And it's not that, the frame's not all twisted or broken or bent. It was just the core support was smashed and the front end body panels were smashed. So got new ones of those. It was a buy it now car, so they were asking quite a bit, but it went to auction because nobody paid the buy it now price. But it's got a lot of add-ons, and that makes it worth paying a little more. So it's got Boss 302 intake, tuned by Bama Performance. It's got the engine crossover support, throttle body, seat cold air intake. It's got like $3 grand in long tube headers and exhaust work. It's got aftermarket front shocks and coils. What else? It's got a short throw shifter, The interior airbag went off. You need to change that out. But the interior is in great shape. Can't remember how many miles are on this car. Not too many. But the body's in great shape. No rust, nothing. And yeah, it's a really nice car. Hopefully my dad, I'm trying to talk him into keeping it. I don't know if he's going to sell it or keep it, but I like to keep this one and autocross it versus the older 4.6. Hope you all enjoyed checking out the Mustang. Definitely a fast car. But now we're up here with the race truck in the shop. And I've installed the power steering hose from Quad Power, which is this blue one right here. And some things to look for when you're installing a new hose is I have a 45-degree fitting at the steering gearbox and a 90 off the back side of the pump. And that is really important in how fitment of the hose is going to be. So hose length also plays a role in it, making sure you have the proper length hose. But I'm looking and making sure that this bracket, the edge of the bracket for the power steering pump isn't going to get into the hose. Making sure the hose isn't going to get into any of these other lines in the engine bay. And then making sure that we have plenty of clearance with that first header right there, because if I'm applying extra heat, you know, I'm pretty much going to be canceling out trying to cool through this power steering cooler. So making sure all that looks good, and it does. Now we're ready to top off the fluid, which I already have. I topped it off with just some cheap stuff from the farm store. No point in putting good stuff in it when I'm going to be draining it right back out to pull the engine. So now I need to fire the truck up and make sure we don't have any leaks and everything's good to go. Looks like the new power steering hose we installed. It's working great, no fitment issues. Hose didn't blow when we fired the truck up, which is a huge plus. And now that's gonna conclude for this video. Make sure you hit that like button. Comment if you have any questions, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.